First they took away our guns, and then outlawed police brutality, and yet we wonder why Australia has a youth crime epidemic. It's insanity.
People like you and our government always get upset every time police officers, use force, beat someone up, what have you. But then it's perfectly okay when it's done to them. Make it make sense. If it was only like the bad guys they beat up or shot, then people shouldn't give a fuck. It shouldn't even make news because those people are just scum. Why do you reckon this country has a high crime epidemic? It's because of a lot of reasons. One, they outlawed physical discipline at homes, at schools, and outlawed police brutality. And now look what a mess this country has become. People break into homes, steal cars, and do a lot of stuff knowing that nothing will happen to them because they know that they can't go to jail because of their age. They also know that police can't do anything to them. And it only happened in the last 10, 20 years or so. Because I bet 30, 40 years ago, we would have never heard of all the shit that's going on now. Years ago, if a bunch of teens decided to break into someone's home or a shop or steal a car and they got caught, they were beaten up with batons and also trialed as adults and possibly sent to an adult prison if they unalive someone. But now that doesn't happen to them. Now they only just get a little pat on the back and then get out on bail. Another thing that the Australian government really fucked up with was banning our guns, because just think, you remember 30 years ago, I think it was, before the Port Arthur massacre, all Australians could carry guns and they were allowed to use lethal force if anyone was on their property. Since they took that away and we no longer have a castle law, look what's happened. Another thing they did wrong was take away physical discipline in schools, like the canes or the straps. Not that I ever got them, but I think taking that away is what's caused a lot of this too. Maybe back in the day, they were probably giving the strap to the wrong people, like the people that defended themselves more than the ones that they should have been given it to, and that was why they had to stop it. But if they only gave it to people that were bad, life wouldn't be the way it is. Because they know that there's no such thing as consequences in this country. There's no laws. What do you expect is going to happen? So MPs like you are why this country has gone down the shithole. The only way we're going to fix all this is if we reinstate some things. The first one will be allowing responsible gun owners to be allowed to use lethal force if they're being robbed. And another thing they need to do is train our police force to be a bit more like other countries, a bit like the Yanks, maybe not as extreme, but a little bit extreme, and then people might fear them, and also give the police immunity, so then people will start to fear them more, and also make our judicial system tougher. I know a lot of Australians keep saying that, and nothing happens. Make the actual prisons be like prisons and not like hotel luxury resorts, because people know if they commit an armed robbery, they're just going to get a free holiday at a resort, spa, whatever you call it. So they need to fix up the prisons and make them less friendly and more like what the old ones used to be. Another thing that they could do is ban smartphones, because that's another reason why this world's gone down the shitter, because kids have smartphones at young ages and social media at young ages, so they really need to put a hard age restriction on that and make it that parents aren't allowed to allow their kids to use modern technology. That's another thing that they could do. I don't know how they could do it, maybe digital ID, but then there's a lot of opinion on that. And more importantly, give parents rights back to use physical discipline again, like we would have got, like make it okay for parents to be allowed to smack them or whatever they want if they do something bad, because given they know they're not allowed to, they know that they can get away with anything. So it needs to be reinstated at school and at home and in police watch houses. Like if they have done something on the street, like physically assaulted someone on the street, they should get the same treatment when they get back to the cells, because that's what they used to do back in the good old days. Another thing that the government could do is bring back tougher immigration laws. Like if they're not from here, if they're immigrants or something from overseas and they fuck up, and they're not got citizenship, they should be on the next plane out of here back to where they come from. I don't care where in the world they've come from. If they come out here and they commit one fuck up, they're back on the plane. See you later. That's what they also need to do. Get tough on immigration laws as well and deport those that fuck up. Of course, a lot of what I'm saying right now will never happen. It's only in our fantasies, only in our dreams, but they need to at least do some of what I said. Otherwise, in a few years' time, we're going to be unrecognisable. But more importantly, bring back more immunity for the police force and allow them to get away with more. And also make it that if people film them, they're not allowed to, and if they get the wrong people, then they should be held accountable. But if they get the right people and give it to them, they should face no consequences for it.